Well, good day everybody, welcome to today's video. It's a beautiful day out. Picked up some fuel. Gonna add that inside the Jeep because the low fuel light's already on. And I want to try to burn out as much of that old gas as possible, even though I added some fresh stuff in. But what I'm gonna do right now is going to start to work on the signal lights. So in this video, I'm gonna focus on the signal lights, the torque converter cover, and not in this video, but I'm gonna go out in the woods tomorrow, but I'll probably the video after that do some gold panning, cut some wood, hopefully fly the drone if it's not too windy. I want to fabricate my own tailgate table too, and what I have in mind is that Aubrey has a chainsaw mill and he has a planer, so I can bend the aluminum piece with the spacers so I'm not going to interfere with the vents in the door. But with that being said, I think for the fold down piece, I'm going to have wood that was cut from the forest, because I think for an overland vehicle, it's important to bring part of the woods into your build instead of just going out and just buying something. So that's what the plan is. I got to measure that up. So what am I dealing at here? Probably going to go 22 inches. 22 inches by what? 22 by about 14. Yeah, I'll probably do it. Told Aubrey the board will need to be about 14 inches. Actually, we could probably even go shorter than that. Could probably go a foot, and that would be plenty. 14 kind of comes out a little too far. So like I said, I got this fuel that I'm gonna dump in, and I'm gonna do all my testing with this fuel here. Then once the low fuel light comes on again, I'm gonna fill it up, and I should be get rid of all the old fuel. How much fuel will that give me is the question. Close to half a tank. Look at that, so correct. Close to a half a tank for testing. Now the reason why I'm keeping today pretty easy, not only because I'm going out cutting wood tomorrow, it is Fedora's birthday tonight. So I want you guys to wish Fedora happy birthday. I picked them up a beer. I don't know if it's gonna be any good, but it's one of those beers you find that you probably normally wouldn't drink, but we'll see. So I had to keep the old beer fridge stocked, but I picked up big bottle of this Mississippi Mud black and tan porter and pilsner beer. This looks like something that'll make you pass out in the alley with your pants down around your ankles. That's what I'm thinking. Should have center punched that. For the penny lights for tight fit, find a 5/8 drill bit and then die grind it out just a little bit. Before I test any penny light, I like to make sure that it works first. So I got the two lights put in. I also ordered the blinker genie because these only have 2 wires. So the blinker genie will allow the light to be on at nighttime plus flash. But I like the way that looks. Alright, I already got one light wired up. I always put the battery charger on it. I mean, I could disconnect those lights too, but we're putting the headlights on and off and doing testing. I just like to keep the battery charged. Turn the lights on. And flasher. I got an LED flasher that'll take care of the hyper flash, but you get the idea. See all the dandelions back there? That's why I don't try to defeat them from my yard, but look at this. She is dark. I haven't set up a time lapse in a long time. That's what I'm gonna do. Just got the time lapse set up. Here comes the hail. Getting a good time lapse. I don't want to cut it short. I also don't want the hail to damage my camera. Starting to open up now. Oh, I love storms. It's my favorite part of the year. That's it, shut her down. Got the time lapse. I may have to move my car soon. What do you think? Is the flood going to crest the road? Is it? Domcat, look at all the water. What do you think? What do you think, Mr. Doms? Oh yeah, it's starting to come across the road now. Domcats, when do you think the storm will be over? Do you like watching the storms? Do you? There you got. Marker lights are installed, or signal lights. I'm gonna install these ones once the other parts come in, so they're just gonna hang out for the time being. Needless to say, I got a whole bag of these penny lights. Never run out. Alright, so I'm just underneath, traced out what I need to build my custom cover. Just gotta trace that out on a piece of aluminum or something. Cut her out, good to go. So I got this chunk of aluminum that I'm going to use, hopefully to cut that piece out. This would probably be the best shot of anything. Oh, get off there. So I bought this a long time ago, never had a chance to use it yet. So I guess I'm about to find out. Oh, it comes in a fancy little case. What pen do I use? Never used one of these before, so we're about to find out. Yeah, I get... Fits like a glove. Holes are drilled, let's install it. Cover's on. So now that the shield is put in, that means I can drive it now. I got the signal light in the front. What I want to do, start it up, let it idle, just to make sure that the crank is not rubbing on the cover. It looked like there's clearance, but we're about to find out. In park. Not hearing any rubbing. Tom is fixated on something. I don't see a bird over there. What's going on, buddy? Big stretch? You ready to go inside? You had enough of outside? Is that what you're saying? Is it? The sun's going away. Looks like it's gonna rain. You don't like the wind. It's getting windy. I know. I know, Mr. Toms. Let's take this thing for a rip now. Fresh shocks, signal lights. I think we're good to go. Sure sounds nice. So I think I'm gonna have to wire in the second fan for sure. I gotta deal with this hyper flash. Not a big deal. Because I haven't even been driven this around too much, and low speed fan is running. A couple quick mods to the Android stereo there, because one thing I really need to see is the RPMs. I put the coolant there big, even though I got the coolant there as well. So this is the LED compatible flasher. Be the moment of truth before we screw it back together. Oh yeah, there we go. Tomcat's doing what he does best. Eating the grass. For his digestive health. So we just need to run the two hoses that used to connect to the evap. I could have disconnected it back at the gas tank, but I just left the lines intact. I'm gonna run them for the time being. I'm not sure what will become of them until I work out all the bugs. I moved my front axle breather to up front here, because I had it up here, but then after driving it a couple times, it was starting to rub on the belt, so I don't want that. I moved it. The transmission one back there seems to be good, but once again, once you start driving it, will be when you start to figure out what needs to be done. What are you mewing about? What are you doing? I know you wanted outside so bad. You're gonna have to stay out for a couple more minutes. Yes, I know. Life's tough for you. It is. So right now, everything seems to be looking good. I'm doing a check over. Haven't seen any leaks underneath, anything along those lines. Then again, I've only taken it out for a short trip in the neighborhood. It's time for a highway run right now. Just a quick little jaunt down the freeway to see if there's any vibrations at around 100 kilometers an hour, and that'll determine if I have to play around with that pinion angle again, and then we'll see, because after I set it up, the pinion angle dropped down, so under load it should bring it back up is the theory. We'll see. Once again, you won't know until you drive it, and if there's vibration, we need to make some adjustments. And yeah, then I can start working on. If you guys remembered, I drilled a hole in the bottom there, and then there's another hole drilled in here, so we can work on feeding the wiring through for the lights. Not only that, start putting the winch back on, rewiring that up, try to get all this stuff back, and then start working on the stuff for the camping equipment. What? What are you doing? What are you doing, bud? Are you listening to the birds? Is that what you're doing? Do you want some chin scratches? Do you? I know. You want to go inside for a little bit? Do you? What? No. So I'm at 100 kilometers an hour and it seems to be cruising along all right. Revving a little bit higher than I want to be. Highway speed 2300 because I got to 4.56 gears and 31-inch tires. Once I go to 33s again, it'll cure that issue. But highway speed seems to cruise along pretty good. What I want to do right now is grab HP tuners and just possibly change the tire size, see if that alters the shift patterns of the transmission perhaps. Just double checking everything. Transmission temperature, vacuum still good. Let the laptop boot up, see what we can do. Alright, there we are. So in this section here, I got the geared tire wizard, and I said my tire size is 31. And of course, my gear ratio is 4.56. I'll have to write that, of course. See if that makes a difference or not. Just made some changes. I don't know what it'll do or not, but we're about to find out. Got the laptop and HP tuners with me. Just in case I need to change it back. Transmission temperature about 150. So 110 cruising, about 2300 RPM. I'd like to see that down about 21. Definitely no struggle at all on the highway cruising. Just floats along. Foot is just barely on the throttle to keep this thing rolling. The old 4.0, you'd have to have your foot pretty heavy on the old throttle, but this just coasts along nicely. So air fuel ratio is good. No vibration in the drivetrain. Transmission seems to be running good. I think I set her up right. So right now the transmission temperature is close to 180. I think optimal transmission temp is around 190. The coolant temperature has been staying pretty good. Like I said, air fuel ratio, everything so far seems to be good, except for of course the tach and the oil pressure, which gave up on that. $35K is all I driven the Jeep so far. So I'm just gonna go on a fishing trip now. See if I can pull that through. Fish through. Getting everything set up for Deutsch connections. gonna have a little bit zip tied up there, of course. Not gonna eliminate it permanently, but I'm gonna have the 2 lights. I'll figure it out. I will figure it out. I'm also just pondering about this fan too. I think I want to run it on this side because the cooler split here. So the bottom half is going to be the hot coolant, and then the top half is supposed to be the cooler stuff. I do believe it's how this radiator set up. So definitely want it on this side because this is where the trans cooler is as well. So I want the secondary fan set up somewhere in there. Probably use some of the existing bolt holes that we use for the radiator, and then somehow attach it to that V cross member. Look at Tomcat. I keep the garage door open, and he purposely lays there so he senses me, he can see me. Right, Tomcats? And are you sleeping away out there? Is that what you're doing? I think it's motherfucking beer time though. Let's grab a Pilsner. Alright, it's motherfucking beer time. We got a good old Pilsner. We're going to talk about what's going on currently in the world at time of filming. I like to reflect on these videos a couple months down the road and see where my mindset was. And as of right now, lots of riots going on in America. I almost think that we are on the verge of a race war of every culture. Just fucking crazy. This is something that's been building up for a long time. And I'm just gonna come out and say this. And this is not against any culture or race, but there's a reason why over the history of civilization that we have created countries and boundaries, because it separates people, their ideas, and their culture away from everybody else. I'm pretty sure, even though most people can live together in peace, if that was the case, human civilization would never have had borders. That's my whole fucking thoughts. Man, these riotings, even if they did stop, I don't know what the hell's going to be the story by the time this video comes up. Maybe there could be like full out civil war, or maybe there'll be nothing. Maybe there'll be the second wave of corona scaring people. But it is all fucking bullshit. There's 2 things which are the biggest enemy to humankind. One is the media. The media tries to push a narrative to get the people going, divide people, stir up hatred, and everything else. Second is social media, because when shit starts happening and then people start rioting or something's going on, people are buzzing on social media. And the information spreads so fast, it fuels the fire. You could push a false narrative, because as long as someone is buying into it and that is kept getting fueled, people are gonna pay attention and notice and assume that it's true. Anyways, enough of that bullshit. Let's have another sip of the beer. Moving forward, the Jeep is drivable. I'm gonna focus on putting the winch on, do something with the fan, get those other lights wired up. I still gotta wait for those other 2 pieces to come in, and I'm gonna start taking it on longer trips. I've just been taking it on short trips because I don't want to take it too far right now, in case something happens. But so far, it's been looking good. There doesn't seem to be any leaks, no vibrations, like I said, in the driveline. So maybe by the end of the week or next couple of videos, I could actually take it out to the mountains, take it out for a good rip. I'm not going to be able to tell, what kind of mileage I'm going to be getting, because the 31-inch tires are not tires I want to keep. I want to go back up to 33s, which, like I said earlier in the video, will put my RPMs right where I want them at about 2100, and that is the power band I want to be in. We'll see. We'll see what happens, but I want to thank you guys for watching, and when this video is uploaded, in a couple months probably, kind of curious to know what has happened since then. And I'll reflect on this video and reflect on my mindset at that time. I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.